Have you ever sensed something off in your interactions with someone? Perhaps it's the way their tone doesn't match their words, or how their compliments feel more like disguised jabs. It's subtle, yet unmistakable. Imagine this. You're chatting with a coworker and they say, "Wow, you're so brave to wear that outfit." Or a friend constantly forgets plans you've made together, brushing it off with an "Oops, I must have been so busy." These moments leave you wondering, is it just me or is there something they're not saying? Here's the truth. Most people won't come out and admit they dislike you. It's not easy to confront feelings like resentment, envy, or frustration, so they mask them with polite smiles, vague excuses, or thinly veiled sarcasm. As the great Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This timeless Stoic wisdom reminds us to focus on what truly matters, how we interpret and respond to these situations. In this video, we'll uncover 7 subtle signs that someone dislikes you but is trying to hide it, through relatable examples, from a friend who constantly interrupts you to a boss who undermines your efforts. We'll explore how to recognize these signs without jumping to conclusions, how to handle such situations with grace, and how to protect your peace of mind. Using the practical insights of Stoic philosophy, you'll learn to let go of what you can't control and respond to negativity with clarity and confidence. Ready to dive in? Let's begin. 1. They're always joking about your flaws. Humor can be a beautiful way to bond, but it can also be a weapon disguised as laughter. Have you ever noticed someone who always seems to aim their jokes at you? Not playful banter, but remarks that zoom in on your flaws or insecurities, all while they insist, "Relax, it's just a joke." Here's the thing. If the same person consistently uses humor to highlight your mistakes, quirks, or struggles, it's not about fun, it's about power. They're trying to undermine you while avoiding accountability for their words. This is an example. You're out with coworkers, and you're trying to share an idea. One of them cuts in with, "Oh, here comes another one of your brilliant plans." Everyone laughs and you smile awkwardly, but inside you feel dismissed and undervalued. Here is another example. At a family gathering, you share your excitement about starting a fitness routine. A relative chimes in, "Let's hope you actually stick to this one for once." It's framed as a joke, but the sting of past failures is unmistakable. Over time, this pattern can wear you down, making you question your abilities and self-worth. The Stoic response. Here's where Stoic philosophy offers clarity. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your own judgment of them, and it is in your power to wipe out that judgment now." This means recognizing that these jokes often reveal more about the joker than they do about you. Perhaps they feel insecure or threatened by your growth and use humor to mask their discomfort. Instead of internalizing their words, ask yourself, is this feedback or is it insecurity wrapped in a joke? Do I value their opinion enough to let it shape my self-perception? How to respond. 1. Acknowledge it calmly. If the moment feels right, respond with a smile and say, "I know you're joking, but it feels a bit personal." This makes them aware without escalating the situation. 2. Redirect the narrative. Shift the focus back to your positive traits or actions. For example, "Actually, I'm proud of how far I've come with my projects. Thanks for noticing." 3. Stay grounded. Remind yourself that their opinion doesn't define you. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Ultimately, you have the power to decide whose words hold weight in your life. Jokes aimed at your expense lose their sting when you refuse to let them define your worth. 2. Their compliments sting like insults. Backhanded compliments. Ever been on the receiving end of one? They sound sweet on the surface, but the sting lingers long after the words are said. These so-called compliments are like Trojan horses, sneaking negativity into your psyche under the guise of kindness. Examples. "Wow, I didn't expect you to do such a great job on this project." Translation. They doubted your abilities but are trying to mask it as praise. You look amazing. I wish I didn't care so much about appearances. Translation: a dig at your perceived priorities, hidden within a compliment. You're actually really funny. Most quiet people aren't. Translation: a backhanded acknowledgement that subtly critiques your personality. Why do people do this? Backhanded compliments are often rooted in insecurity or a need to feel superior. They provide the giver with an illusion of kindness while undermining your confidence. It's a way to assert dominance without overtly appearing negative. The Stoic response. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In moments like these, the power lies in detachment, recognizing that their words are a reflection of their inner struggles, not your value. How to handle it. 1. Call it out. Tactfully, respond with a calm question that flips the dynamic. For example, "Thank you. Could you clarify what you meant by that?" This subtly holds them accountable for their words. 2. Don't internalize it. Remind yourself that their comment says more about them than it does about you. 3. Shift focus to your worth. Journal or reflect on your strengths to counteract the seed of doubt their words tried to plant. By practicing detachment and mindfulness, you protect your peace and avoid letting negativity take root. 3. They subtly exclude you from plans. Exclusion is one of the most passive-aggressive ways someone can show dislike. It's subtle, easy to deny, and often cloaked in excuses like, "Oh, we thought you wouldn't be interested," or "We assumed you were busy." Examples. You notice a group of friends frequently hanging out without inviting you, yet they never miss a chance to mention the great time they had. A coworker plans team lunches but consistently forgets to tell you, brushing it off with, "Oh, I thought you already knew." Why does this happen? Exclusion is often used to assert control or express unspoken resentment. It's a way for someone to communicate, "You don't belong," without having to say it outright. The Stoic perspective. A Stoic doesn't seek validation or inclusion from others. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." Instead of chasing relationships that feel forced, focus on cultivating connections based on mutual respect and shared values. How to handle it. 1. Confront the situation calmly. Approach them directly, without anger or accusation. For example, "Hey, I noticed I wasn't included. Was there a reason?" Their response can reveal whether the exclusion was intentional or an oversight. 2. Observe the pattern. If exclusion becomes a recurring theme, take it as a sign to reevaluate the relationship. Ask yourself, is this group or person aligned with my values and worth my energy? 3. Focus on meaningful connections. Shift your attention to people who appreciate and include you. Remember, being excluded from shallow relationships is often a blessing in disguise. Ultimately, exclusion only has the power to hurt if you place your self-worth in the hands of those excluding you. By prioritizing authentic relationships and maintaining your self-respect, you reclaim control over your happiness. 4. They're always busy, but not for others. Have you ever reached out to someone only to hear, "I'd love to, but I'm just so busy," yet later see them spending time with others? It stings, doesn't it? The truth is, when people consistently claim they're too busy for you, but make time for others, it's rarely about their packed schedule. It's about where you rank on their list of priorities. Examples. A friend who cancels on your plans last minute saying they're overwhelmed with work, only to post photos of a dinner outing with mutual friends later that evening. A coworker who says they don't have time to collaborate with you on a project, but enthusiastically takes on additional tasks for someone else. Why does this happen? Sometimes people avoid addressing their feelings directly and instead signal their disengagement through actions. It could stem from a lack of interest, unresolved tension, or even discomfort in the relationship. The Stoic perspective. Seneca reminds us, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Rather than wasting your time chasing after people who don't prioritize you, invest in relationships that bring mutual joy and value. How to handle it. 1. Communicate directly. Address the pattern calmly. For instance, "I've noticed you've been busy lately. Is everything okay between us?" This opens the door for an honest conversation. 2. Adjust your expectations. Accept that not everyone will value your time equally, and that's okay. Let go of the need for their validation. 3. Refocus your energy. Channel your efforts into connections where your presence is appreciated. Surround yourself with people who uplift and value you. Ultimately, time is a reflection of priorities. Instead of dwelling on those who don't make time for you, honor your own time by spending it with those who truly care. 5. They avoid physical contact. Body language speaks louder than words, and physical distance can be one of the clearest indicators of someone's discomfort. Have you noticed someone pulling back when you lean in for a hug, or instinctively avoiding sitting too close? While not everyone is naturally touchy, a noticeable lack of physical contact, especially when it's inconsistent with their behavior toward others, can signal that they're not entirely comfortable around you. Examples. A friend who used to greet you with warm hugs now opts for a distant wave, while still hugging others in the group. A coworker who avoids shaking your hand, or positions themselves across the table during meetings, even though they're more casual with others. Why does this happen? Avoiding physical contact can be a subconscious reaction to discomfort, dislike, or even unresolved conflict. While it doesn't always mean they harbor ill feelings, it often reflects a level of disconnection in the relationship. Stoic philosophy encourages us to observe without judgment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This applies here. Don't let someone's physical cues define your self-worth. Don't take it personally. Recognize that their behavior could stem from their own insecurities or preferences, not necessarily from something you've done. Respect their boundaries. Avoid forcing closeness or making them feel uncomfortable. Instead, focus on maintaining a respectful and cordial relationship. Seek clarity if needed. If this behavior is part of a larger pattern, you might consider addressing it. For example, "I've noticed you seem a bit distant lately. Is everything okay?" By staying grounded and focusing on relationships that feel natural and mutual, you'll conserve your energy for those who genuinely enjoy your presence. As the Stoics teach, true strength lies in letting go of what you can't control and finding peace within yourself. 6. They downplay your achievements. Sharing good news is a moment of vulnerability. You're inviting others to celebrate your success. But have you ever noticed how some people respond with lukewarm reactions or, worse, diminish your achievements altogether? Examples. You tell a friend about completing a marathon and they reply, "Oh, I ran a half marathon once and it was no big deal." You share your excitement about getting into a prestigious program and someone quips, "Yeah, but lots of people get in these days." You announce your engagement and a distant relative remarks, "Took you long enough." This behavior often stems from envy, insecurity, or discomfort with someone else's success. Downplaying your achievements allows them to subtly undermine you without outright criticism. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Rather than seeking validation from those who can't celebrate your success, focus on your journey and progress. Acknowledge their behavior without emotion. If appropriate, calmly say, "I noticed your response wasn't very enthusiastic. Is everything okay?" Sometimes, calling out the behavior can make them aware of it. Celebrate with the right people. Share your victories with those who genuinely support and uplift you. Internalize your success. Remember, your accomplishments are yours alone. You don't need external approval to validate your hard work. By shifting your focus from external reactions to your own sense of fulfillment, you take control of your happiness, and ensure that your achievements aren't dimmed by others' insecurities. 7. They avoid eye contact and exhibit closed body language. Nonverbal communication often reveals what words don't. Body language can be a window into someone's true feelings, especially when they're trying to hide them. Have you noticed someone frequently avoiding eye contact, leaning away during conversations, or crossing their arms when you're speaking? These subtle signals of discomfort or disinterest are often clues that someone isn't fully present or doesn't want to be. Examples: during a team meeting, you present an idea, but one colleague consistently avoids looking at you and fidgets with their pen. At a social gathering, you try to engage someone in conversation, but they keep glancing at their phone or the door. A friend who once gave you their full attention now leans back with crossed arms and minimal engagement when you're speaking. Why does this happen? Avoiding eye contact and adopting closed-off body language can signify discomfort, disinterest, or even subtle hostility. It's their way of putting up a barrier without directly addressing their feelings. Epictetus reminds us, "We are disturbed not by things, but by the views we take of them." Instead of taking their behavior personally, recognize it for what it is, a reflection of their state of mind, not your worth. How to handle it? Observe without judgment. Take note of their nonverbal cues, but don't jump to conclusions. Their behavior might stem from their own struggles or discomfort, not necessarily dislike for you. Redirect your energy. If the behavior persists, spend your time and effort on those who value your presence and ideas. Set boundaries. If their lack of engagement affects your relationship, consider having an open conversation. For instance, "I've noticed you seem distracted when we talk. Is everything okay?" Life is too short to spend your energy on people who can't offer you their genuine attention or respect. By focusing on relationships where mutual respect exists, you create a healthier, more fulfilling social circle. The truth can be uncomfortable, but clarity is liberating. Recognizing the subtle signs that someone dislikes you isn't about confrontation or bitterness. It's about reclaiming your time and inner peace. As Stoics, we're called to focus on what matters: our virtues, our growth, and the relationships that nourish our spirit. It's not about being liked by everyone. It's about building a life rooted in respect, authenticity, and harmony. Remember, you're not obligated to endure negativity disguised as kindness. Stand tall, set boundaries, and walk away with dignity when necessary. Recognizing these subtle signs isn't about paranoia, it's about protecting your peace. As the Stoics remind us, focus on your inner world and let go of external judgments. Your time and energy are precious. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, respect you, and genuinely value your presence. Thank you for watching today's video on Stoic philosophy and recognizing hidden negativity. If you found this video insightful, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need this wisdom, and subscribe for more Stoic strategies for a resilient life. Let us know in the comments. Have you experienced any of these signs in your relationships? How did you handle them? We'd love to hear your story. Stay strong, stay true to yourself, and as always, stay stoic.